What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Real Deal on Real Estate podcast show. We are here to uncover all the secrets about real estate investing so you can buy your first or your next real estate investment property. Whether you're a beginner real estate investor or a seasoned real estate investor, you are going to be provided with a lot of value from this podcast show, and we're going to be uncovering a lot of exciting topics about where to invest currently in the real estate market. So let's jump right in. Welcome to the episode. Today, I want to discuss why it's important for real estate agents and realtors to work with investors. Now, here's the thing. I started off as a real estate agent working with buyers and sellers. And the thing with buyers and sellers is you'll have a one-off deal. Normally, if someone's buying a property, they normally just buy one in a year if they're a first-time buyer or something like that, unless they are an active investor. And if they're looking to sell a property, realistically, they sell their one property and they will be buying another. So when you're dealing with the seller, you can most likely get two deals out of that situation because they are selling and buying. But the beauty of working with investors is this. Basically, investors are looking to invest in properties that they can make money on. Now, when they're investing in a property, if they are a fix and flip type of investor, if you deal with that investor and you find them a property that they can potentially fix and flip out, on the front end, you're going to be making a commission when you find them that property, and then they will be selling that property after they fix it up, and most likely they'll be selling directly with you. Now, here's the thing. I transitioned from being an agent that worked with buyers and sellers to someone that was working exclusively with investors because I loved working with investors because of all the different facets that are involved. One thing is when you're working with the investors, you can find them deals that they're going to make money on. And when you're finding somebody a deal that they can make money on, they will probably want to work with you because essentially you're finding them something that they can make money on. And who doesn't want to make money in real estate? Isn't that one of the big reasons that we're all in it? So essentially, when you're working with an investor, you find them a property, they make money on it, they buy it through you, and then they sell it through you. And normally the turnaround on doing a fix and flip, if there's not, an extensive amount of work that needs to be done, then basically what can happen is it can be turned around in about 2 to 3 months. So if you find something and the investor goes in and fixes it up, then in about 3 months, they're going to be looking to sell on average. So at the beginning of the 3 months, you find them the property, you get paid your buyer's commission on that end, and then 3 months later, you help them sell that property, and then you get paid on the selling commission there. Now, here's the beauty of dealing with investors and why it isn't so important. Because if they're a fix and flip investor, for the example that I'm using right now, if they were to buy this property through you and then sell it in 3 months, and then they made money, what do you think they're going to want to do with that money that they made? Well, they're going to plug that money back into real estate because there's a lot of tax advantages. There's a lot of different ways to ensure that you're making more money. And real estate investors, you know what they want to do? They want to invest in real estate. So once they made some money on their fix and flip, they're going to look for their next potential deal. And here you are as the agent that found them the original deal that they made money on. So they're going to come back to you and say, hey, do you have any more deals? Because I'm looking to make some more money in real estate. And that is your opportunity to find them a potential another real estate investment property. Now, if you play your cards right, and this is kind of how I got started, is when you're dealing with investors and you're making the money, they will do multiple properties through you because you're finding the deals and they're making money on these deals. So essentially, here you are finding these deals for this investor, and if their turnaround on a flip is about 3 months, or if you run the math, that means in 1 year they can do 4 deals. So let's look at that. If they're doing 4 buy and sell deals through you as a real estate agent or a realtor, that essentially is 8 deals in a year because there's a buy side and a sell side. So in those 4 transactions, you got essentially 8 deals that you're doing and you're making commission on. So now this is the beauty of working with investors. Now, what I'm pointing out is just a fix and flip scenario. That's a fix and flip investor that basically buys a property, fixes it up, and then sells it. Now, there's a lot of different types of investors, and once somebody starts investing, they can get into like the BRRRR method, which is when you're basically buying. Buy, rehab, refinance, repeat, right? So that's the BRRRR method. So basically, that's how someone accumulates a lot of properties under their real estate rental portfolio. Now, someone like this essentially is looking again to accumulate a lot of real estate. Now, this is another investor that you're going to be helping out to find properties that they can cash flow, that they can make monthly recurring revenue on, and these investors also are looking to buy multiple properties. So again, these are investors that would essentially probably do multiple deals in a year. Now, you're going to be making multiple commission transactions in that year working with this type of investor as well, that the one that's going to be doing the BRRRR method of real estate investing. And once again, the BRRRR method is buy, rehab, refinance, repeat. I don't think I'm missing an R there, but you never know. I might be missing one, but I'm pretty sure that is exactly what it stands for. That's the BRRRR method. And essentially what someone's looking to do is buy and hold on to real estate as a real estate investment cash flow scenario, such as rental properties and things like that. So that is a real estate investor that's looking to do this method. Now, the beauty of working with real estate investors, especially if you're a newer real estate agent or someone that's, a couple years in or whatever it may be, if you're finding these real estate investment properties for real estate investor clientele, you have just developed a skill set of finding real estate investment properties. Now, once you start looking for these types of real estate investment properties, you're going to have a good keen eye and a skill set of how to find these types of properties, regardless of what the type of property is that you're looking for. Like for example, I was looking exclusively for pre-foreclosure type properties for my real estate investors. And because I was able to really become, I'd say, somewhat of an expert in that field because I was focused specifically on this niche, I was able to find these pre-foreclosure properties over and over again. And now because I had that skill set and I was making my investors money by finding these types of properties, I got to the point where after helping so many investors make so much money in this field, I had the skill set of finding these types of properties. So after a while, I was able to invest in these properties myself. Now, this is the entire macro level of real estate investing. So what you want to be doing is a great way to help real estate investors out is find them deals that they can make money on. And then because you've learned how to do that, now down the road, you've developed this skill set of finding these deals that are profitable, and then you can transition into becoming a real estate investor yourself. It is basically the ground level of kind of any type of field where you're going to become the investor because that's your end goal. That's where you make the bigger paychecks rather than the commissions. You'll be making a lot more money. And this is the great thing is because when you're working closely with real estate investors, you're going to be able to see their profit margins. You're going to be able to see basically kind of everything, because when you're working closely with somebody like that and you're making the money on real estate transactions, they're going to be opening up their doors to you because you're going to be their go-to guy or gal, to find them these types of properties. So when you're dealing with somebody like these real estate investors, now you know what they're looking for. They're showing you their profit, and you're just essentially looking for the next deal and the next deal. And because they're showing you everything that's going on behind closed doors, it's quite eye-opening and exciting, because then you will learn how to find these types of deals and put them together yourself. So, just to kind of go over the topic that I'm talking about, here's the exciting part about working with real estate investors. The exciting part about working with real estate investors is you can do multiple deals in a year, especially if it's a fix and flip or regardless actually of the type of real estate investor they are. They can do multiple deals in a year. Secondly, because you're the go-to agent that's working with them exclusively to find them deals, or wholesaler, you don't even have to be a real estate agent. You can be a wholesaler that's finding these types of deals for these real estate investors. And if you are the go-to guy, then when it comes down to if they need to sell their property, even their primary home, or if they're looking to, buy another vacation property, or even if they know somebody else that's looking to buy or sell, because you're working so closely with these real estate investors, they will refer you out to other people because of the fantastic relationship you have with them and the money that is being made. So again, real estate investors tend to hang out with other real estate investors because, everyone's in the same field and there's a lot of secrets to be shared. And just, if you're in the same field, like you can share a lot of different tactics and tools that work. So, real estate investors tend to hang out with similar types of real estate investors. So if that is the field that you want to go into, the benefits are endless because of everything that you can get on the other end of it. And the exciting part is first of all, you got somebody who's a fantastic client because they're doing multiple deals, and you're providing a fantastic service because you're finding them deals that they can make money on. And because you're that person that's finding them these deals that they make money on, they refer you out to other people, because who doesn't talk about the types of real estate investment deals that they made money on? It's the type of things that you talk about at dinner parties or with other investors, and then they're going to ask, "Hey, who's this person that's finding you these deals?" "Oh, well, it's so and so. Let me give you their information." Fantastic. Now, because you become the expert in finding these types of deals, eventually the end game is to become that real estate investor. And that is the full circle of how it all works. Is you start working with the real estate investor, you start learning how they do their business, and then you eventually become that real estate investor. And your paychecks go from making commissions on the transactions of the real estate investor, like buying and selling, to eventually becoming maybe even a partner with that real estate investor. And then at the end, you'll become that real estate investor. And as you scale up with the commissions, starts at one ground level. The next step up is joint venturing with some real estate investors. And then the end game is becoming that real estate investor. And that's where the checks get really big. And that's when things get really exciting. So I hope you guys enjoyed this podcast and you learned a little bit about why it is important to work with real estate investors and why it is important to become a real estate investor. Thanks for listening to today's show. I hope you really enjoyed today's topic, and hit the subscribe button to this podcast and leave a review. Let me know what you guys love and what you didn't, so I know what to create with future episodes. Also, I am giving away this incredible free gift that has made a lot of other real estate investors successful. This is absolutely free. When you find this link right here below, click on it or open it up in a new browser and claim your free gift at www.reistar.com and get your real estate journey started buying your first or your next real estate investment property.